It is NA all day.
Who's left? Right, like what's left? Who's left standing?
He might, but he's got the charge! Tens has the blade to go. Oh! Very out of the sky!
You know, you can see it, right? You can see it on the stage, you can see it in the server. These guys are all vibing.
The Koreans are like silent assassins.
Welcome to Decoded. We break down the best strats and plays from the Valorant Champions Tour to help you in your ranked games. Today we're going to be looking at how to execute a perfect retake strategy with an example from Masters Reykjavik winners, Sentinels. Who else? But first, look, what is a retake, you may be asking? And you know what? Great question. You're hitting the nail on the head there. A retake is a play where the defending team manages to regain control of the site and score a defuse after the spike has been planted. It's a popular strategy for defenders to back off of a site when the attackers rush in and play for a retake rather than fighting them immediately. This gives the defenders time to group up for a more even team fight. In this particular example from the upper bracket here at Masters Reykjavik, Sentinels met Korea's Newturn Gaming, who had surprised the world with their impressive run so far in the tournament. And if you watch previous episodes of Decoded, you'd be in the know, and you might remember how Newturn are known for their aggressive and coordinated pushes onto the sites. Coming into this match, Sentinels of course knew what to expect, and came up with a plan how to counter it. As we break down this round, we'll be digging into some of the essential team play concepts to bring into your own games, including how to play a patient defense, assess teamfight risks, and manage resources efficiently. Keep an eye out for all of these tips as we work our way through it, and you'll be executing a retake like a pro. Let's get into it. Newturn begin the round with all 5 players stacked outside the A side of the map. Sentinels anticipate this and start setting up for a punish. Newturn push through Zom's smoke and the gravity well at the door of A lobby. Lakia is spotted by ShahZam's recon bolt. Right after, Lakia is able to tag ShahZam with his own L drone, giving Newturn visibility on his location as he retreats into the A site. Now, Newturn feel like they have enough intel to continue onto the A site. They set up a split push by sending 3 players down A long and 2 players with a spike to short. Sick rotates over to A site to support ShahZam, but the other members of Sentinels stay put. Sentinels are careful to not over-rotate too early here, as they've only spotted 1 or 2 members of Newturn at this point. Newturn are now ready to enter the site. Suggest kicks things off by tossing in a paint shell to the corner of A short. Sick mollies the A short entrance in response to keep him out. But it's going to take more than that to slow down Suggest. He bounces over the molly with his blast packs, landing safely onto A site with his showstopper locked and loaded in hand. But Sentinels are nowhere to be found. That's because they've opted for the retake strategy already this round. Rather than risk a 2v5 fight, Sick and ShahZam hang back at the defender's spawn, giving control of A site to Newturn while they wait for the rest of the teammates to arrive for a group push. High-level Valorant is all about risk calculation. On the surface, it may seem strange that they're allowing Newturn a free spike plant, but in the bigger picture, that's a smaller price to pay than losing 2 players in an early, unfavorable fight. Now, Newturn get the spike planted and Sentinels group up in spawn. The retake's about to begin, and it's already a 4v5 in favor of Sentinels after ShahZam scored a lucky pick by spraying through a smoke. Sentinels kick off their retake by activating a gravity well on top of the spike, attempting to catch whoever planted it. They hook Suggest in, setting up for an easy kill for Sick in heaven. From this position, Sick can't see any more opponents, but his teammates in A tunnel have a read on Allow. He revealed his location in hell by tossing a smoke from there just a moment ago. They communicate this to Sick, who goes for a crazy play to catch Allow off guard. Sick curves a flash into hell, drops down immediately, taking Allow out with a headshot. However, Allow manages to take Dapper down with him in the scramble. Sentinels aren't concerned though, as they still have 2 players over Newturn. Now, we've seen it happen on our end, but let's check in with ShahZam to hear what was going through his head during this play.
Zoms immediately uses his Astra ult to cut off the chokes of the site. So they have to get the bomb down, and now they have to decide if they're going to sit in empty corners of the site or if people are going to play outside the site. It kind of like splits them off, and the retake is set up immediately. Everyone rotates in. I leave Heaven to set up a recon dart, scan who's on site, Zomz has a gravity well on default that gets sticker kill, and then he usually flashes out of heaven. And now the recon dart's cleared every corner of sight. Thick gets the kill under heaven. But we know the remaining two have to be outside of the site because they were behind Astra's ultimate. It's just like protocol to follow for these retakes. And it was good on me and Stick to recognize that, you know, they're committing to A site. You need to give up control and play retake in that scenario. You shouldn't try to go for a kill and lose man disadvantage, because as you can see, like, everyone's utility matters for this retake. So you can't be like half trying to hold the site and like half committed to the retake. Like, we fully just left the site, and that's how the round played out for us.
The remaining new turn players Solo and Lucky are split off earlier to check for lurkers. They now hold their defensive positions and wait for Sentinels to approach. Zomz and ShahZam locate Solo and swing the corner together to increase their chances of winning the fight. Solo dies to the hands of Zomz, but he's able to take ShahZam out with him. The decision to peek this corner as a pair is another great example of Sentinels' resource management and awareness. While they could have gone for a 1v1, they knew that sending two players would increase their chance of eliminating him, even if it meant training one player. In their current position of a man advantage, trading is extremely valuable as it decreases Newturn's potential to make a comeback while maintaining their overall lead. When attempting a retake, always be aware of what resources you have over your opponents and how you can spend those resources to maintain an advantage. As the last man standing for Newturn, Lakia finds himself in a tricky spot. He waits patiently for Sick to start defusing and is able to score the kill. But little did he know, Tens was waiting right around the corner ready to strike. Tens finishes it off, scoring the final kill and completing a perfect retake with resources left to spare. And that's the play. Now that we've broken it all down, let's take a moment to recap what we've learned. Patience is a virtue for every great player. Don't get too jumpy on defense and rotate early. Sometimes it's safer to wait things out until you've got more information. In the heat of the moment, managing risk is key. Sometimes it's best to fall back on a site and play for retakes rather than ending up in an unfavorable fight. Always be aware of what resources you and your opponents have. When you're in the lead, don't be afraid to spend some of those resources to keep your advantage going. Try bringing these pro strats into your next ranked match and see how your game improves. Thanks for checking out this episode of Decoded. Be sure to tune in to the VCT, of course, to learn more pro strats to bring to your ranked games. For upcoming matches and schedules and all the information you may ever need, head over to VALORANTEsports.com. And that's it for Decoded 2021. Check out the full Decoded playlist for all the tips and tricks you may ever need. It's all there for you. Free, ready for the taking. And well, we'll be seeing you again, hopefully. Maybe. Who knows? It's me done. Catch you next time.